Trifecta Handgun.
Welcome back, friends, to another Trifecta Handgun YouTube video. Thanks for joining me today. We are talking about a very special bullet to me, which is the Barnes tipped triple shock X bullet, or the TTSX, in 110 grains. Now 110 grains for the 7mm-08 that you see here is a very light 4 caliber round. I haven't really seen anything lighter than that out on the market. Maybe there is, but I just haven't seen it. And the Barnes bullet, as you guys probably know already, is an all copper bullet. So we'll be discussing all that and more, but right now, a word from our sponsor. Handgun Hunters International is your online resource for everything handgun hunting. If you love to read, The Six Gunner is an online magazine focusing on everything from guns to destinations. If you have a question, jump on the paid forum and get your answer from one of the industry-leading experts. And now, Ryan started a podcast called The Short Gun Sportsman. Maybe best of all, you can win cool monthly prizes including guns, optics, heck, we even gave away a handgun rest. Go to Handgun Hunters International right now and join for a low monthly or annual fee. I just love what Ryan's doing over there at Handgun Hunters International. It's a very good deal, and he's adding things all the time, like the podcast that's out now. So go check it out, handgunhuntersinternational.com. All right, guys, on the right, we have the Barnes TTSX triple shock bullet. On the left, we have the Hornady interlock bullets. Now, these I've been shooting for years. I've shot a couple deer with them. They have given me extremely good accuracy. And believe it or not, they're one of the cheaper bullets out there. A copper jacketed bullet. So I really like the Hornady interlocks. A couple stats on them. The BC for the Hornady is .392. And the price at Midway USA is 42 cents each right now in 2023. Moving over to the Barnes bullet, we have a BC of .319, so just a little bit less. The price at Midway USA, if they had it in stock, would be 84 cents each. So exactly twice the money for the Barnes all copper monolithic bullets. At the end of this video, don't forget we're going to have our Laffy Taffy twofer.
Laffy Taffy twofer.
Where I tell 2 jokes off the wrapper of a Laffy Taffy pack. At the end of the video, stay tuned. No scrolling ahead. State law. That portion of the video you just watched was shot about 6 weeks ago. And there's a reason I didn't finish it. When I went to do the shooting portion of that, everything kind of turned into a mess. And I didn't know how to fix it. So I figured the best thing for me to do is just kind of tell the story of the whole thing, and maybe it'll make a little bit more sense. So when I make videos, I always want to have a reason for it. The reason for this one was to see if the Barnes bullets would be accurate and if they would shoot with my existing control group, the Hornady interlocks, if they would be close. Now, if they were maybe an inch off where I could just kind of dial it up, my scope up just a little bit, that would be fine. Or, you know, dial up a little bit, dial to the right a little bit, whatever. But that's not what happened. When we go in to take a look at the target, you'll see why. So when I was doing my homework to make this video, I was on the internet trying to find out where I should seat these bullets regarding the bullet seating depth versus the lands. And I read somewhere where Barnes recommends shooting 50 thousandths off the lands. So I made 5 rounds, 50 thousandths off the lands, and just picking another number randomly, I picked 30 rounds off the lands. And I was hoping one would shoot better than the other. So that's how things were going to start out. I was going to shoot this target and this target, and then we would talk about it. But that's not how things worked out. I made one cider round. That cider round was not even on the 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So I had to go get a piece of cardboard, put it behind the paper, a large enough piece of cardboard where I could see where the bullet was actually going, because there was nothing on the paper, which was very discouraging to begin with. So let's see what happened next. So what I ended up having to do was turn my target the other direction. You can see there's a 50 thousandths and 30 thousandths here. And I was actually aiming at the bottom dot, and these are all of my Barnes TTSX shots up here. Not a fantastic group by any means, but it did tell me the story of what was going on. So the Barnes 110 grain TTSX bullets were actually going about 6 inches high and just a little bit to the left. The little bit to the left didn't bother me so much, but 6 inches high, that's way different. If I'm talking about comparing them to my Hornady interlocks, which I guarantee you would be right about around here on target. Now, I didn't happen to have any of the Hornady with me on this shooting trip, so I had to take something else I was familiar with, and that is the Sierra Game Kings. I shot 3 of those, and that's what you see down here. This is not a fantastic group, but it is a bullet that I am familiar with. So I'm guessing it's been about 3 or 4 years now. I was comparing the Hornady interlocks, which is my control group, the ones that I would hunt with now, to the Sierra Game Kings. The Game Kings did not group as well, and they were always up and a little bit to the left. So just to sum things up, where do I stand on the Barnes TTSX 110 grain bullets? My take on them is they shot too far away from the Hornady interlocks, and they're just too expensive. They don't make sense for me personally. Now, if I lived in a state that required an all copper projectile, maybe I would take another look at these. I think what I'd end up doing is buying a heavier all copper bullet and see if that groups a little bit closer to my Hornady interlocks. Make sure there's no cheating here. If I get the same one as last time, I'll tell 2 other jokes. What do we have here? What does a ghost call their partner? My boo. What did the net say when the ball swished in? That's my internet. What did the net say when the ball swished in? That's my internet. I don't know what that means.